Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Live Life in Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. So glad you could make it, and I hope you're all doing very well. This message is for Scorpio. Scorpio, this is a timeless message, but it applies for whenever you are viewing it, and it will pertain to the next coming weeks. So let's dive right in, Scorpio, and see what messages come through for you. These messages are for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, sign placements, and Mars. So let's get started. Let's see. Spirit, what is the question for all Scorpios to consider or be mindful of for the next weeks, for the next and coming weeks? Spirit, what is the question that you have for Scorpio to be mindful of and to consider for these next and coming weeks? What is the question, Spirit, for Scorpios to consider and be mindful of for these next and coming weeks? Thank you. How do you know when discipline is the solution? That is the question that Spirit wants you to consider and be mindful of, as it has to do with the next and coming weeks, Scorpio. There's a clock here, so timing may be a focus or be coming into focus as it has to do with this question. This clock may be saying there's a need for you to meditate on this question, or as circumstances or the coming weeks unfold, to return to this question or keep this question in mind as you progress in the coming weeks with the energy that unfolds, that is coming towards you or that you will be in. Okay. But also, again, I'm also picking up there's something to do with timing. This is almost looking like a stopwatch. Okay. So timing is a factor here some way for you. Spirit, what do Scorpios need to be aware of? What do Scorpios need to be aware of, or that's coming into focus for Scorpios for the next and coming weeks? What do Scorpios need to be aware of, or that's coming towards Scorpio over the next coming weeks? Thank you. Okay, passion is kind of in reverse. So there's something to do with your passion. There may be a lack of passion. There may be issues with creativity. You may be trying to come up with new ways to be creative in what it is that you need to do or achieve. There may be a need for more discipline around your creativity or with what drives or fuels you. It was kind of in reverse. So this may be challenging for you to create what you want here, or to see what you want to happen that you're passionate about, or how you can, how creative you can be here. I also feel like, with all this purple, there is a focus on your intuition. Okay? There may be a need for you to rely on your intuition, your inner guidance to guide you, to trust in your inner guidance, I'm hearing, at a time that you may feel that you are, or at times when you feel you are unable to focus or to be present because you may be worrying about things that maybe you can't control, or you find that you need to or want to control, or feel that you have to control. Things may be feeling a little out of your hands, or there may be issues with the means, and you may be struggling to be creative in how you want to succeed or see progress with what you're doing, to attribute to your comfort or with the way you are looking to expand and grow. This may be a time where you are experiencing more sensitivity, or your abundance could be coming into focus. Is there any other message here that you have for Scorpio to be aware of, or that's going to be coming into focus for Scorpios for the next coming weeks? Okay, you have power. Some of you are drinking more coffee, or you're starting to drink coffee. Or you're starting to drink coffee. For some of you, your energy level is coming into focus here. You may be lacking energy, or you may be experiencing a burst of energy. You may be struggling with, I'm hearing for some of you, you may be having trouble sleeping, or you may be having issues with having power over things or a situation or what you're handling or feeling you need to handle. You also have cut ties. So there's some things that you are looking to or needing to cut out. You may also need to cut ties with someone or people. And there's something coming into focus that is of concern where this could be bad. Now, the question is this your feelings? Is this how you are thinking? Or is this what's happening? All the while, ask yourself, how do you know when discipline is the solution? And then you have separation. So you are perhaps looking at how to reduce something. You may be having to work with less. There could be a separation from something of value or from someone. You may feel on your own. And then you have adventure and risk. So there's some sort of adventure that you may be embarking upon or that may come up. And there's a need for you to be mindful of the risks that are involved, or what is the risk that you are taking or about to take or should take. For some of you, I feel like you're taking a risk because you're trying to make sure that something doesn't go bad. And so you're seeing how you can cut corners so that you have more power or be more empowered. And this is you looking towards being as creative as possible. Some of you may be struggling with that, but I feel like you are taking calculated risk, or where risks are involved, there's a need to be calculated and measured, to have awareness and understanding about all that is going on so that you know best about the possible consequences in relation to actions. Thank you, Spirit. So let's take a look. Spirit, what does Scorpio need to see? What do Scorpios need to see about the next coming weeks? What's happening? What do Scorpios need to see about the next coming weeks? Scorpio, I also feel there's a need for you to, or you are turning to using your imagination. I feel this is a time that there's a need to rein in any guilt or regret or remorse, but instead to be patient with yourself, to be nurturing of yourself and your situation, and know that you are reliable. Okay? Um, and that you are also loved. And remain energetic. Whatever the turbulence or issue you may be facing or addressing or that's coming into focus, you have the ability to rise from this or to rise up. I also feel, because all this orange is having me think of the sacral chakra, and the yellow, the solar plexus. So this is also about you needing to stand in your personal power. This is you mustering and drawing on your inner strength, knowing you have a unique power, being determined and mindful with what you allow to fuel you and empower you, to remove yourself from stress, and do not partake in low self-esteem thoughts and feelings. Don't lack confidence and don't doubt your ability. Be as prepared as you can be and carefully construct what needs to happen, because there is always something that you can do. And no matter what it looks like that you're dealing with or going through or experiencing, keep working at it towards your happy, towards maintaining your confidence, but also being confident. Be helpful and seek help. Know that you have abilities. Be kind to yourself, but be swift and efficient. There's also a need for you to speak up your authentic truth. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Do not have the mind of being unabled and afraid. Speak what you need to speak. Say what you need to say. Express yourself. Be true to who you are. Be true to you and your needs. Be smooth and mindful to choose your words carefully so that you are heard. I feel there's also a need to be savvy, to use diplomacy and tact. Apply your insight. Seek insight and knowledge. Be clever. Go about things intelligently. Have an air about you that is charming. Access your levels of communication and your ability to touch and reach the depths of emotion in line with your words by knowing when to be silent, knowing when to speak, knowing when to be assertive, but always remaining positive in pursuit of maintaining your joy. That will be paramount for you. With separation, you may need to create, some of you, there's a need to create distance between yourself and your fears. And there's something about them, there's a need to divide in order to come together or bring it together. So you may need to break something down, make something smaller, find ways to be effective in how less can be more. I don't know what this is all around, but this is what's coming through. But have a clear mind. and be calculated. And be ever mindful that how do you know when discipline is the solution? So how do you know when you need to tighten something up? Do you wait till the last minute or do you do things preemptively? I feel like you will need to apply both. As you become aware of it, as you gain insight for it. What does Scorpio need to know about the coming weeks? About the next and coming week, Spirit? 3 cards, please. And overall energy from the bottom. What does Scorpio need to know about the next coming weeks? Thank you. We have the Queen of Wands. No, this is the Fool in the fire energy. In this deck, there are multiple Fools. There is a Fool for each suit. This Fool is for the Wands suit, the fire element. You have the Ace of Cups. And you have the 2 of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, you have the 9 of Swords. Okay? And underneath that, you have the Devil. So for some of you, this could be concerning a Capricorn energy person. I said Capricorn energy. This could be around materialism. The Devil can be talking about you experiencing some burdens. There may be some limitations and restrictions. You may be feeling a little overwhelmed in your feelings and your emotions and in your mind. You may be wanting to see how to liberate yourself. You may be trying to see how to be empowered. You could be feeling like you have little to no support or little to no options or resources available to you. You may be experiencing some fear, possibly some anger with the fire energy erupting here. But the overall energy is the 9 of Swords. So there is some worry, some concern, some stress. Also, Scorpio, some of you are not sleeping. Some of you, your sleeping pattern is off. And even you're like, what the fuck? Like you feel sleepy, then you try to go to sleep and you just been tossing and turning, tossing and turning. You keep having to get up. It's several times throughout the night. You feel like you're not getting any sleep. I do feel that some of you feel tired, but there's also this air of you having some energy. So there may be issues with grounding. There may be a need for you to ground yourself. Okay? So take salt baths. Meditate. There's a need to focus on calming your mind. There's a need for you to relieve yourself of your concerns and your worries. Find ways to care, but care less, though you are caring. Don't let your care cause you anxiety and worry and doubt. Because even though this 9 of Swords is here, this person is floating above it. And so you want to stay above what you got going on and not land on it. And you have the ability to do this. But it first starts in your mind, in the way that you think and view and perceive your circumstances. Even though you may feel stuck or burdened or limited. You may even feel powerless. But you have the ability to take back your power, I feel. For some of you, there's someone you're dealing with. This may be industry. business, work, or someone in particular where you may feel burdened by. For some of you, you obsessing over something or someone. With the Seven of Pentacles underneath, there's a need for you to take stock and evaluate and reevaluate. For some of you, you've been waiting for something and that's what you're obsessing about and focused on. For some of you, you are struggling to put energy and effort into something. Or you have done all you can and now you're sitting and waiting. Because for some of you, that waiting has you on a timeout because you may feel handicapped in some way. There may be issues with your health. Or just issues with your capability or ability with the things that are of value or around money matters. Work matters. Pentacles is for anything that is tangible that's going on in your world, in and around you. There's a need for assessment. For some of you, this is fruitless efforts because you invested and put energy into things and spread yourself too thin. And now it has come to a head where now you don't have as much to work with, or it doesn't appear that you have as much ability, or there's few to little or no moves you are able to see to make to work on things. And so there's a waiting out period, waiting for something to turn up, because something will. Something will. You just have to hang in there and not give up. For some of you, you may need to take a break and reevaluate the way that you are showing up about your situation. Because either you are doing too much or what you're doing may not be enough. Or what you're doing may not be the best practices. And so how do you know when discipline is the solution? So there may be a need for more restraint. You may have been overspending. There may have been temptation. Splurging. For some of you, this is addictions. Even if it's a spending addiction. Or you're overdoing in some way that's having you have to wait and look at this again, because there's something needs to be cut. But you do have power here. There's a need to be more mindful about what you're creating, or be more creative. Now, I would like to ask Spirit, what may be a particular focus here with this question? How do you know when discipline is the solution? How do you know when discipline is the solution around Spirit for Scorpio for the next weeks? Thank you. Fear. So this is around fear. That devil energy, you're experiencing some fear in your circumstances. Perhaps with money, or how you live, or how you will take care of things, how you will manage things, how you will handle stagnation, avoid stagnation. It's a 48 breaking down to a 12, which is the hangman. So there's a need to sort things out. There's a need to look at things from a different perspective. There's a need to seek alternatives, to think outside of the box. There are some frustrations here for you. with the Hangman energy where you feel stuck. You may be experiencing some sort of delays. There may be a need for you to come into some sort of enlightenment here where there's a need for more discipline with your efforts and your conduct. Perhaps this has been needed for some time and now it's very much so needed. There's a need to build tangibly towards your creations, your efforts, and using logic that is solid and grounded and practical. I do feel that there is responsibility, but there's a need for more of a sense of duty towards responsibility and reliability and caution so that you can feel grounded and feel more stable and secure or maintain that. Don't lose your footing. So with the Fool fire element here, this is speaking of a more playful energy, more optimistic energy. This is asking you to be creative. This is asking you to take action with optimism, but with care. To move in faith. To focus on actions that create change, positive change. But to remain inspired. This full fiery energy is asking you to focus on renewal and to stay present. And that it's okay to be inexperienced. But to muster your confidence and be mindful not to be naive. But also let go of foolish, foolhardy behavior and conduct. For some of you, this fiery Fool is asking you to be more playful, have more playful activities. You may have been very serious or not been doing things that create fun, and yet you have the devil energy here. You've been driven by what you want to possess or enjoy, or what your obsession or someone you're obsessing over. And there's a need to relax a little bit. Have fun, but not in a foolish way. This is also saying there has been, or this is as a result, or you're coming into foolish actions that you need to be aware of. This Ace of Cups, she has her hands raised up and she's standing in the water. This is hope. This is that new emotion towards hope, towards love, towards self-love, towards passion, towards creativity, the potential to create, the potential for opportunity. With this Ace of Cups energy, having openness and focusing on connection. Focusing on joy of feelings and being mindful to not let your feelings be blocked, and looking at new forms or ways to create or be creative and open to that creativity. Scorpio, you are blessed. Speak to the divine power or that which you believe and have faith in to assist you, to co-create with you for the opportunities that you are seeking and looking to grasp or to have come in at a time that you may need it or desire it. Whether this is about love or you're creating something new or about opportunity, through how you can bring it in or how it can be brought in. Because the rain comes to wash and address your cares. You may be worried about and stressing about your ability to create and seize opportunities or keep that coming. But it will if you stay optimistic and open. Do not let stress block that energy of creativity and openness and opportunity. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. So for many of you, this is about you juggling your finances or juggling your responsibilities, the need to make balanced decisions, but performing a balancing act here. Despite what's going on around you or happening around you or coming towards you, and remaining confident. When the Two of Pentacles is here, how do you need to change? How do you need to adapt? How do you keep things going? Okay? How do you keep the balance? So this is asking you to review, to reorganize, to restructure. To make solid and practical decisions. Look for more than one option before you make a decision where it's possible to do. Do what is tangible. Don't allow yourself to be pulled in different directions. Some of you feel like you only have one foot on the ground, but you're still standing. So reorientate yourself, reorganize, juggle what needs to be juggled, balance what needs to be balanced. Some things may need to switch hands, or you may need to hold something up. Because we did have that Hangman energy coming through where you may need to hold off on things until more comes in, or hold off on things in such a way that you alter and recreate and restructure so that you feel more balanced, or that you can create more balance in your circumstances. But it's all starting here in your mind. Do not fear, because then you will draw more fear in. Stay optimistic and pray. And cut out the things that you can cut out or postpone. But see what you can create and have success with to maintain your abundance. So let's see. With the Two of Pentacles here, you will be able to balance this, but there is some juggling that needs to be done. But I feel, Scorpio, there is a need for you to be more disciplined. Don't wait till it's too late. to apply more scrutiny, however it may need to apply, so that you remain in a space where you feel safe and you create more peace of mind as you're going through changes that you may have caused or are happening to you, or both. Yeah, things have been shaken up for you. Things are a little shaken up right now. So stay on top of things. Stay above all the drama. Thank you, Spirit. And look, you have the sign of Scorpio. This is for you, Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit. Work through your fears, Scorpio. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. Okay? Face your fears. Work through your fears. Trust that you are able to conquer your fears, because you can. And a new dawn is coming, or you will find new ways. But rise you will. Maintain a spirit of diligence. Use logic. Transform and transmute. Let go what needs to be released. Renew what you can. Resurrect. I hope these messages help. Thank you for watching. Bye, Scorpio.